Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Another episode of Birdfeed. Again, on my left, well, non-camera right, aka, is Michael.
Birdfeed.
On my non-camera left, it's Timothy, and then of course me, Devin. Today we're going to talk about our sports topics. Going to be regarding the comeback stories, maybe comeback failures, as well as.
Just stories.
Blanking, yeah.
Just stories of guys who fell off and kind of came back.
All right, makes sense. And then we're also going to talk about
failed reboots.
Failed reboots. That's right.
Ghostbusters, we're looking at you. I mean, it might be good. I shouldn't jump to any conclusions.
There's some mixes on there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end the day with a good start of a new trend we're going to try to get is for Timothy's Childish segment.
We're excited. We'll see how it works out.
We're going to save that topic until you get to the end there. Starting off, what do you guys think regarding for our sports?
So,
what's an example of you for a good comeback failure or success story?
So, I mean, Johnny Manziel, that's been a topic for like the past, year and a half now?
Yeah.
Since he went into rehab 2015, it was like February or something like that, or March.
Soon after the Super Bowl, I believe.
Yeah, and so he did a 30-day stay, looked like he was committed, he was clean for a while, and then, 2014 season, or 2015 season started, everything looked fine. Like, you didn't hear any partying stories, nothing like that.
Fucking Titans.
Yeah.
He did, and he had a couple good drives against the Seahawks.
He did, yeah. I think the first two drives he looked really well, and then just the defense caught on to him.
The defense is too good.
Yeah.
But he for the most part he looked like he was going down the right track. I was kind of surprised to hear that after this season he just went off the deep end again. Like you started hearing about him going to like Coachella, and he was on like multiple drugs. He had those TMZ interviews. His father came out and said he's going to be dead before he turns 25.
Yeah.
And so, like, I don't know, like, for you guys, like, he's close in age to you, I'm pretty sure. If you put yourself in his shoes, like, would this be something you think you can handle? Like, I mean, he was a celebrity by the age of 20, basically.
Myself, I would like to say I would. You really never know until you're in that position. But what at the end of the day, for any athlete, what are you playing for? Are you playing for money and fame, or are you playing for the love of the game? For me, it would be playing for the love of the game. For me, I could play football for free. I love it that much. If it's him, obviously he's been in money since he was a child, oil money. So he's just doing it because he has nothing else to do. At least that's what it seems like. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
It seems like it's going to be almost impossible for him to hit rock bottom too. When he has that, he comes up from a family who has a lot of money, and he obviously has all these celebrity friends, like people who just like keep supporting him, like lifting him back up, and like here, dude, take some more drugs, like go out drinking with us, like whatever the case is.
Right.
Come on, bros, hit a wall.
It seems like nobody's gonna let him like just bottom out.
Yeah.
And that's what he needs to do.
And the thing is this happened at the worst time too. Like he was about to get re-signed by the Browns. They were looking to keeping him, and then he fell off.
New regime.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden now no team wants him.
Nope.
And he can be a good talent, a good player to prove himself. But the thing is these off the field issues keep getting to him. And the thing is he knows that cameras are gonna be everywhere. Everywhere. They're gonna follow his every move. I mean, he's trying to play it off. I think he had a photo of his jersey being like $2 somewhere. He was laughing about it. Supposedly, he had a sober weekend with friends and family.
Well, he sobered up on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
No more drinking for me. 4th of July, I started that. And that's cool.
Just had some bratwurst.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing is, hopefully it works out because I mean, he was one of those college players that you just couldn't keep your eyes off of.
Yeah, you kind of find yourself rooting for him.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and there was times in the NFL he made plays like kind of like he was in college, scrambling, just chucking it downfield. Wide open to what's the Browns receiver that he kept
Travis.
Benjamin. Sorry, Timothy.
Yeah. That's a Miami player too.
That was
so
terrible.
Yeah.
That guy's he's good. Surprisingly good, by the way. Just it kind of came out of nowhere.
For
Not
me,
to derail it.
when I look at players like him, those are the spoiled kid, and it doesn't have to necessarily be money, but you were so great in college, you get to the NFL and you don't take advantage of your opportunity. There's guys literally at home who would kill to be in your position and you fuck up. There's no excuse why you fuck up. Oh well, it's the pressure of being that top guy, or it's peer pressure and all this bullshit. Either you want to be the best or you don't. Simple as that. It's not. If you want to try to be the best and you're not the best, that's fine. At least you know you tried. But if you're just gonna bullshit it away, don't come to practice. You don't film study. you hold out for your contract because you was the #1 pick, Jamarcus Russell. He fact up, but that's another story. But I can't feel sorry for those people when like, oh, well, he just had a bad go. He was on a bad team. So the fuck what?
Yep.
Do something about it. Make the best opportunity of what you got.
Yeah. Chances are, if you're a good player in college, you're going to end up on a bad team.
That's how
that's just how it's going to go.
You got to make the best of it, and you got to realize that it's going to be a long road. Like, it's not going to be a quick turnaround.
Right.
Or suddenly, like, you're just putting up stats left and right. Because that's never how it works.
No.
I mean, Mariota had a great first season, but, like, that's a young team that he's on. And you can see what they're building there. But, like, my thing is with this whole Johnny Manziel situation is, like, how do you know how they do all these tests and these interviews before they draft these guys? Like, how do you start to put like a numeric score almost like on these guys? Like, say like this guy's
you can handle this and
DEFCON whatever. Like,
yeah.
okay, he's close to this warning area. Like,
Yeah.
I think Johnny Manziel, like the warning signs were there.
But
like,
for him, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think
that's okay.
with him though, the reason why it wouldn't be as bad. Look at the market he's in Cleveland. So for him,
it's a desperation move or what?
Yes,
it's not like a party.
Yeah,
thing.
so
Okay.
they're not gonna like, oh well, he's always at the nightclubs, at the local, like for strip clubs in Atlanta's Magic City or whatever.
Yeah,
there's not really nothing there for him to do. So for him, he has to go to Texas every weekend or put on the disguise and go to Vegas.
I'm gonna kind of disagree with you on that though, because this guy came out of Texas A&M. So he was at College Station, Texas. There's nothing to do there. It's a college community. Cleveland is actually pretty similar to that. Like, it's a city that there's nothing really to do, but everybody like rallies around their sports teams. So if you are a sports hero, you can probably do whatever.
But
you want.
he has to stay in that atmosphere. But you still, at the end of the day, he's from Texas though, so he can always find himself.
And he always went to
Yeah,
Texas.
he
That's where the problem
literally
started.
he never could.
Which is why I'm glad the Cowboys didn't draft him.
He couldn't stay at home in Cleveland. He would just, all right, day off, might as well just go to Texas, go to Cali, go to Vegas, whatever.
Okay, so I think this kind of circles back to a guy that popped in my mind was Vince Young. Not saying that he was like a failure or anything like that, but he kind of hit that cliff too. I think you saw that there was like that week where they thought he was going to kill himself. It was just overblown BS or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he kind of had a falling out with that team.
I think the falling out of that
avoid
team though was a lot of Jeff Fisher though. I honestly believe it's a lot of Jeff Fisher's fault for running Vince Young out of the town.
Yeah, but I mean, but he also like after
he didn't help the situation either though.
Exactly, and like he started blowing his money left and right. And
yeah.
Now he's like what? He's almost on the streets basically.
I
like
think he filed for bankruptcy last year, I believe. For him though, his situation is a little different only because from the start it was Houston needs to draft him because that's the hometown kid, and Bud Adams because he's not from Tennessee, he's a Houston product. He saw talent in him. He wanted him. Jeff Fisher's like, nope, I want Matt Leinart. But Adams says, you better draft him or you're going to be out of here.
Well, he's got a lot of gall to stick behind Matt Leinart after what
Right.
happened with that guy.
So, and for me, I'm glad we picked him. I'm glad Bud Adams saw something in him. For me, I wish I could see what the future could have held if he would have just been our franchise.
Exactly. It almost feels like those two branching paths. Like
For the simple
if that
fact
would've just kept
because
going.
you saw it. The problem with him was overall was maturity.
Yeah.
Period.
Definitely.
Each and every year we had a few bad coordinators, but his first year, I believe we finished 8-8 maybe. The following year,
You guys were like 2-8 though, going down the stretch.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't start the season as it started.
Yeah.
He came in after we were like 2-6. He finished 8-8. He was rookie of the year. Following year, we went 10-6. He probably had one of the worst overall passing seasons just because.
But he was a winner and he made those plays.
We still won 10 games with him as our starter.
Yeah.
The following year, we started off pretty hot, but he got hurt. He came back. We finished 8-8. Generally, his seasons were at worst 7 wins, but for the most part, he still has a winning record in the National Football League.
Yeah, and I think that's the whole thing with Vince Young is he was a proven winner. He was a proven winner in college. He was a proven winner in the NFL. But when he was coming out of college, remember he had like the lowest.
Yeah,
score.
the Wonderlic test or whatever.
Yeah,
he wasn't smart, I guess they were saying.
So, and that's what I'm getting at is so how much value do we put into this Wonderlic test? Because like Johnny Manziel didn't score that well on it either. There's been a few guys. I think the quarterback from the Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill, he didn't do that good on the Wonderlic, but he seems to be an okay quarterback, and you don't hear too much like off the field stuff. So
you would think, look where he's at, but maybe that's that person though, because he's in freaking South Beach. So you think he can get in trouble, but that also has
he
to
was
do
the
with
Texas
person.
A&M guy right before
Yeah.
Johnny Manziel.
It has to, so I'll say for me, what I was trying to get to is the person, and then what position, like what spot are you in, what team do you go to, what's the market like?
I
Nashville,
don't know though,
yeah.
man. Like if you're an NFL player, it's like you're an NFL player. Like these guys can jet set, go wherever the hell they
Yeah,
want.
but I mean, if you're solely into your one area though,
if you're dedicated to being a rookie quarterback and you can drown out the noise and just use your money wisely, yeah.
right. But I'm saying
they
they probably
these
thought
trappings.
that because remember he kept complaining like I can't wait to get out of College Station so I can just be on my own, just be a man or whatever. So all right, he goes to Cleveland. They're thinking, well, there's really not much for him to get in trouble with. They wasn't planning on him always on the weekends going to Texas or going to Vegas or going everywhere else. It's like he's gonna be focused on his craft, honing.
Okay, well, okay, go ahead.
I think with the Cleveland though, I think they may have kind of set him up for failure just for the fact that they have that bad history of quarterbacks, and probably there was too much like, oh yeah, well when's he gonna choke? When's he gonna start
Too
falling
much pressure,
off?
you think?
It's like someone
Yeah,
tried
there
to pull
was
the
way
string
too
out.
much pressure when they shouldn't have had that. They should have just had more consultants to him. Like, hey, I understand that you're in a tough situation here where we've had bad luck of strings with quarterbacks. Like, but, we have our faith in you. Like, keep your head up. Don't fall out.
It's gonna be some rocky roads.
But he
here.
didn't
Yeah.
want to be there.
Yeah,
He didn't try his first year. There was numerous. He didn't try. He didn't
Yeah,
study
and I
or
honestly
anything.
believe I don't think he wanted to go to the Browns. Didn't they trade up for him
Yeah.
a couple spots?
Yeah, they got back in the first round.
I honestly
He
believe.
can't, he didn't
I
come out
think.
and say he wanted to play for like the Cowboys. Or
I
something
yeah,
like
I was gonna say that was my next point. I think
Colt
he wanted.
McCoy
to-
was really the only quarterback I can remember who legitimately wanted to play for the Browns.
He was stoked about it.
Yeah, I think that was his favorite team growing up with the Browns.
Yep.
I have one other player that kind of talk about, just kind of popped in my head is Josh Hamilton.
Oh,
the rise
yeah.
and fall of him.
Yeah, the fall, the rise, and the fall.
Fall again, yeah.
Is
That
he
was,
in the league right now?
I don't think so.
I think that guy, like, you can match up his personality with his career. Like, he's one of those guys who's just like super up and down. You know what I mean? Like, he's got some kind of mental disorder of some sort. He's really bad at it, like to the point where it's a disease. When he got signed, he was the first like $1 million paid player out of high school, right? He was like I think he was the first one. It was a big deal. Like, he was signed in '99 to the Tampa Bay Rays, and then he went and just blew it all on cocaine and tattoos.
Yeah.
Literally, that's
Like,
what he
no
said.
joke.
Cocaine and tattoos. That's
Yeah,
all he did.
yeah, and then his time in Texas, like he had a few good years. He was starting to,
Where did he come back? Was it Cincinnati? Was that the team where he came back in like 2006?
wasn't it the Angels?
Yeah, because he went from Tampa Bay to Texas, and then
I'm just saying, like he came, like he had one season where he started playing again, and then he blew up in Texas. I thought it was like Cincinnati. Maybe I'm wrong about this. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think he went from Tampa Bay straight to Texas though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause
not.
he was out of the league for like 3 years.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I mean the times I remember definitely were the Texas Angels, Texas.
Yeah.
Because I remember Texas had him. He had his falling out. I think at the same time with Ron Washington.
Yeah.
Had
It
his-
was.
They were probably
Ron
line. They were
Washington.
probably line buddies.
Big old gooey tears.
Yeah. And then so he had to fall up to Texas, and they released him, and then the Angels signed him.
I remember this. But he was with the Rangers. It was like 2006.
No, he didn't
2000.
have the fall with Texas. He was.
But he was a free agent. He went to Anaheim.
He went to Anaheim.
Huge
Yeah,
contract.
huge contract.
And then he
Then
drugs again.
Yep, more tattoos and drugs and
Tattoos and cocaine.
tattoos and cocaine.
Josh
These are
Hamilton,
two
so-
of my favorite things, But yeah, and then he had that fallout with the Angels, and the Angels are like, they literally ate so much money just
to get rid of
give him back to Texas.
And like, I want to know that story too. Like, I think Josh Hamilton's story is so interesting. Like, I want to know exactly why the Angels were just done with this guy, because he had health issues first. That was the story.
Yeah.
Remember, he had a bunch of health issues playing for the Angels, and then it was like he relapsed, and then they dropped him. And they, like he said, they ate so much money out of that contract, because his contract,
ate a
he was
lot.
getting paid like $25 million a year or something.
Yeah,
like that.
it was insane, and
It was like $120 million total.
yeah, I think it was like 120, 125, something like that for 5 years. Yeah, just so much money, and then they basically gave him to free to Texas. Texas only had to pay him like a couple million, I think.
So that's where I was gonna go earlier. Is like he was saying, like it depends on the market. Like this could just be coincidence, and I'm gonna put my Dallas Cowboys outside of this conversation because guys get busted on the team all the time for whatever reason. But I feel like most of the time you hear about guys getting busted, it's guys who are in small markets. I know Texas Rangers. It's not a small market. You're right outside of Dallas, but In the NFL, like it's usually like guys on like the Kansas City Chiefs, like Denver Broncos, sometimes on your Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't hear much about like the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, like guys who are like in the corner markets, you know. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess now Los Angeles Rams, nobody's getting busted there, but they've only been
Not
there for
yet.
a few months.
Right.
We'll see, but I wonder if there is like, I feel like there might be something stringing these together between like you live in a small town, maybe you're bored. And
There's nothing to do.
Yeah, so you hop into your car, you drive one.
You thinking that you're not going to get in trouble as well.
Yeah.
I was kind of like thinking about just right now. Like, does that fall on though the other teammates too? Though, like, as a teammate, if you see another teammate that's just, you know, that lone wolf, not talking to any other teammates, not doing anything, not hanging out, doing team activities, like, as a teammate, you should bring him in together because that can lead down a bad path. And
Well, it's cultural, yeah. I think you're totally right. I think it's like you see these teams that are like just bottom dwellers, and they have no cohesion. They don't care about each other. They just want to get the season over with and just go enjoy whatever they have in the off season.
Do you think but if you're that loner, do you think it's on them to want to integrate themselves more? Do you think should it be a priority for that loner?
I mean, sometimes it just depends on like with me, like I can be a lone wolf if I'm in a new environment because I don't know anyone and I have that anxiety of like just
getting to know somebody.
Yeah, putting myself out there. Like when I first met you guys, I was super quiet, and then just slowly, and because you guys kept talking to me, you're like, "Hey, Devin, you know, do you like this? Do you like that? You know, you guys were actually, you know, talking to me when I invert in that conversation." So I think like on a team, like you have to have, you know, that group of, you know, a person or, you know, group of people that can interact with something that they see is on their own. Let them know, like, hey, you know, we're here as a team. Like, we're gonna make sure, you know, everyone stays clean. We're gonna make sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you're totally right, man. You do have to have those guys, like those leaders within the locker room. The problem is like the guy who's on the outside, who's kind of like shy, uncomfortable around people. They usually attract bad people. So usually like Le'Veon Bell, who like coming out of college, he was like definitely a rookie type. He drew in like those guys on the Steelers who were like the shitty teammates, the guys who just like, oh, you look like
Garrett Blunt,
the Garrett Blunts of the world.
Yeah.
It's usually that
Bro,
way.
I like your last name.
Your name's Blunt. Oh, that's fucking rad, man. Let's go drive me stone. But like I feel like a lot of the stories you hear, it's guys who are like in the first 1 to 3 years of playing like football or baseball. It's usually those guys who get busted because like there's rookie hazing. Like there's a lot of situations where like these people are kind of pushed to the side, and so it's like when you're in that bad situation, like you probably look for ways to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I don't like being in this locker room. I don't enjoy the situation. Like, how can I kind of break free of it? And I think that's where this all stems from.
So almost purposely put themselves in that position where they have to get out of there.
It's like they become the pariah. You know what I mean? Like Johnny Manziel, like even in Cleveland, like there was a lot of stories in training camp his first year that he was all by himself. You remember
and that's kind of get where the teammate thing is. Like, you know, who on that team is the leader to thing is. But that's the thing is,
it's the Cleveland though.
Sometimes there's the teams that just don't have leaders.
Exactly.
In the locker room, there's no one that wants to step up. And
like somebody should have picked up Vince Young or covered for him. Like when the media was coming down on him, someone would be like, "Dude, I can vouch for this guy." No, nobody stepped up and said, "No, this guy's a class act."
Yeah, and I can say it wasn't that it was divided, but there you could see certain even when
the
we're winning,
T.O. effect.
Yeah.
There was the offense. There was really offense and defense completely different at times. We even had spots where our last winning season went 13-3 in 08. The defense was fighting each other on the sidelines. I remember it was the Ravens game. Cortland Finnegan and Keith Bullock got into it right there.
Oh yeah,
this mid game.
It's always so annoying to see.
Got into a fight with each other.
Isn't that just a Cortland Finnegan thing once again?
Let's
what I was about to say
where there's
was,
smoke, there's fire. Like,
there's the Terrell Owens thing, but then again, Terrell Owens had a lot of his teammates back. Infamous. That's my quarterback.
That's my teammate.
That's my teammate.
It's Tim's line.
My quarterback. You know.
You have one of those gooey tears.
Yeah.
But at least you can say for with T.O. though, there were legitimately people who would literally go to bat for him. Like, he's not that bad guy.
Oh yeah,
there's a bunch of crybabies on our team who don't see that.
Well, when the Seahawks had him in the preseason, I know a lot of receivers like clinged on to him, like they would not leave his side because they wanted to learn from him too, like his skills.
Because he's a really smart player. Like
yeah,
T.O. was a really smart guy. I think T.O. was always like the lone wolf guy though, and when you are that it's like a personality type. If you're that personality type, you draw in like not your typical like teammates. Like those people are usually like your Russell Wilsons of the world, like the leaders of the team. Like they're like, okay, you got it figured out, I guess. I'll leave you alone. And they draw in like these like kind of weirder characters. Like that's just how
the
it works.
followers or whatever.
Yeah, the followers.
Let's go do this. Is this a good idea? Should we do this? Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
You're king of the castle.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
You're that guy, like because like you're talented, you're different. Like you draw in like a certain kind of person, and I feel like that's what happens with all these guys. Like Von Miller, when he got busted, like I feel like he was a loner. Like, and he even said himself that he's that type of personality. Like he's not into like trying to be a leader, or trying to like drive people in the right direction. So,
but I think he's kind of came out of that role a little bit.
Well, because he's matured.
Yeah, he's matured, and the thing is,
he
had that environment in
you have
Denver
to break through that.
to mature himself.
Yeah,
you know, especially when he went through his injury, like.
Sometimes that's what it takes too.
Yeah.
And I know
outside looking in kind of thing.
And I would say, because we brought up Vince Young, perfect example of that. His last year there, because the previous 2 seasons he would get hurt, and when he was going to kill himself, it was our 13-3 year where he had got hurt in the Jaguars game. The fans booed him before he got hurt. They cheered when he got hurt. So he was already pissed off on the side.
Yeah, that's horrible. Like,
and for me, I'm like,
how would you respond?
I would do the exact same. Like, yeah, well, you know, the city hates me. I'm gonna just,
I'm gonna be by myself.
And to me, I look at that and I watched that game. There was one game I got to watch. I got irritated. I'm like, why the fuck is my own fucking teammates booing him? Like, we were fucking winning the game, regardless of how shitty he wasn't playing great, but he wasn't playing horrible.
But he's your franchise quarterback,
and we were winning the game. Why are you booing him? He just got hurt, and they cheered that. I'm like, you kidding me? I was devastated when I found out he was going to be missing a few games. And like, all right, great, Kerry Collins won a few games.
That was his third season. He was still a young
literally
player.
waiting for him to come back, and Jeff Fish like, nope, we're going to stick with Kerry Collins. Okay, we went 13-3. Mm-hmm. That Ravens game, horrible officiating, but that's beside the point. I'm like, okay, open competition following year. Nope, Kerry Collins is a starter again. What did we do? Go 0-6, get beat 58-3 in New England in the freaking snow. Vince Young finally comes in. We finish the season 8-2.
What do you know?
Next season, he's a starter. We got a new offensive coordinator. We brought back from when McNair was there. The offense was balanced. Went 5-1. Came to Dallas. Had a pretty good game.
I remember that.
Vince Young was phenomenal that season. For those 6 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. Had a pretty good quarterback rating. Blows his knee out in San Diego. Kenny Britt goes out in the same game on the very next play.
It's just a bunch of dominoes falling in the wrong direction.
Right.
You know.
And that what made it so bad was that was his best passing season. You saw the maturity. He finally matured.
Yep.
I still think though that he kind of like got a bad.
He did.
His comeback. Like he was what 3rd or 2nd string for the Green Bay.
Yeah,
and
he went to Eagles first.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he played for like a season and a half with them. Then he got let go. He went to Buffalo. He was on the preseason a little bit. They let him go, and then he played 2 preseason games for Green Bay. Played well in those 2 games because he came straight off the street.
They said he wasn't smart enough, or he didn't learn.
I think that's what the thing was. He was
Graham Harrell.
He was playing
better.
he was playing okay. I mean, probably wasn't playing to the best of his abilities, but he was playing okay to where he still kind of deserved a job. Like
he played
better than any other quarterback. Like another person. I mean, this kind of derailing, but like I still honestly believe Tim Tebow should be an NFL quarterback.
No, that's right on topic. Good comebacks. Like I'm just waiting for him to like get a shot.
That's the thing is that man was a winner in Denver. Like he pulled it out of his ass. It wasn't pretty, but he won games.
I don't want any Tebow supporter versus a Vince Young. That's a whole
I'm trying to
I'll take Vince Young over Tim Tebow.
Yeah, I would too. I would too. No doubt.
I'm just making sure.
No doubt. I'm saying like Tim Tebow deserved to have a shot. Rex Ryan fucked him over.
True.
Yeah.
He should have gotten that start once Sanchez went down.
But like if you're a team like the Seahawks, or if you're a team like I don't know, I would say maybe even the Cowboys. Like if you have like a somewhat decent defense that'll keep you in this game.
He did well for the Patriots.
If Russell Wilson goes
preseason.
down, like you would probably like we just need someone who can make some plays, like a couple plays here.
Thing is when he did the preseason for the Patriots last year, It wasn't too bad.
The Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles last year.
You know, wasn't he on Patriots preseason?
The year before.
Yeah.
Oh, the season before. Oh, and then Eagles last year.
He looked really good with the Eagles, I thought.
He did.
I mean, he throws like a fucking retard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He throws like I throw a football.
Yeah, no, it's not pretty, but it worked. But the thing is, he wins games. Like he just knows how to win.
Exactly.
He did it in Florida, and he was doing it in the NFL. And Josh McDaniels was like, nope. But was it McDaniels or Elway who said bye?
It was both of them.
Both of them practically.
Elway, yeah.
Elway was the final say. Like, we got Manning. Like, why did you get rid of him? Like, I understand you wanted Peyton Manning, but could you imagine Tim Tebow learning under Peyton Manning?
Yep. Exactly.
Like, learning mechanics and whatnot? Like,
coming along.
I don't know.
I mean,
he seemed
well,
like
look at where they're at now.
True.
There was Sanchez.
Like that, but they essentially chose
again.
Sanchez
again. Like,
Mr. Butt Fumble.
You could have had Tim Tebow just practicing, getting better and better, slowly grooming him. You ever read this whole
Speaking
Brock
of backup quarterback fallouts, Tavares Jackson.
Oh, yeah, that's a little weird situation, right? DUI or something? Or?
Domestic violence. I think they also think he pulled out a gun on his
So I
fiance,
pulled out my gun?
On his fiance, wife, whoever, and I guess he's broke too. He had to put his Lambo up to help post bail.
He has a Lambo? Tavares Jackson has a
My
Lambo?
thing is, I was like, wasn't he getting like...
He was a starter for Minnesota back in the day.
He was getting like...
probably gets like $4
at
million
one
a year,
point, he made more than Russell Wilson for...
Oh, that's right. I think
for a
everybody
couple
made more
years.
than Russell
Yeah,
Wilson. That was the most like value quarterback ever.
Didn't the other quarterback make more than him? The guy got signed from Green Bay?
Yeah, Matt Flynn,
Matt Flynn, yeah.
And that dude was riding the bench for $15 million.
Matt Flynn's agent needs a raise.
that dude needs a raise.
For sure.
But like now we're looking at Michael Vick for backup.
I'd put Vick on
Michael
my
Vick
team.
experience in Seattle.
Like watching my team last year just spiral out of control. I was like, man, if I could just like have one of these guys, like give me Michael Vick.
Why I don't want to look Cowboys look at Tebow.
Well, we brought the guy from Prosser,
right?
And he looked. I was like, this guy looks great. Like I was so excited watching him play. Like if it would have been like Tim Tebow, Vince Young.
They should have put Kellen Moore in a long time ago though. The two quarterbacks
after they could not complete a pass. Just complete a pass like when we need a first down.
Out with the outhouse, in with the castle.
Oh, are you Skip Bayless?
Was that the same?
From the outhouse to the castle, yeah.
Hey, he's in Nashville now, buddy. Deacon and Duncan.
Is Matt Castle still playing?
He's our backup.
Oh, there you go, buddy. That guy sucks, man. Sorry about that, bro.
Deacon and Duncan always out.
What about what was the Brandon Whedon? Is he with the Texans still?
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
To see him come in and get some wins with the Texans, I wanted to murder that guy.
Right?
Fly down there and slash his throat.
He hops across the street, wins games. You know?
I guess I just needed
doing this on the sidelines. Like, don't.
I guess I just needed a better team.
The Cowboys had a good team, like.
All those losses, man, were like, it's like 4 points.
Dude,
3
I
points, 1 point.
remember seeing you after every loss, like, you wanted to, be that lone wolf and go by yourself.
You guys want to go do some drugs?
You're screwed.
Who wants to play Russian roulette?
Yeah, Tim and I were both happy campers last year.
Yeah.
I had an up and down, though. I mean,
Seahawks had a comeback last year. That was pretty epic. I'd give them that.
Oh, I made the playoffs and played a couple Super Bowls. I hate both of you.
Why do you hate me?
We hate you for baseball, mister. My team wins 15 years in a row in my division.
We can't say that right now, though.
Right?
I'm sorry, Tim. Long distance hug, bro.
LDH.
All day.
Hashtag.
Yeah. So comebacks are cool, man. Comebacks are.
They're tough for sports players. Like, thing is from our examples, more likely they're gonna just fall off the boat again.
It seems like more often than not, once the guy like has that pitfall, he doesn't come back.
Hey, Vince Young had a great Wendy's commercial with Terrell Owens.
When was that? What?
I have not seen that.
You guys
are they like working at Wendy's in the commercial?
They're playing football. Seriously, you guys need to check it out.
Catch this sandwich.
I don't believe you.
I don't hear. There's a Wendy's commercial.
Who the fuck thought of that commercial? What if we get it? What if we pitch? Okay.
Was this on like
Terrell
the
Owens
or something?
catching a football from Vince Young?
Boom! Why didn't we think of that?
I gotta find this commercial.
Oh my!
Sir, you need a promotion.
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 I was like, at least he's not broke. At least not yet.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
When they do give them like a free year supply of Frosties.
I thought Wendy's was still popular.
Me too. I thought they were making like they're good 5 for $2 deals or whatever.
I guess when Mike, what's his face from the Angels is all over Subway, you don't have many options.
Right.
That's
Troutmouth.
Troutmouth. He's son of a bitch. Is what he is.
Buster Posey and Bryce Harper, fucking assholes.
Buster Posey.
Yep, not a fan.
What do you care about Buster Posey?
I don't know. I just don't like them.
The Giants.
The Giants are going to win the World Series again.
I know. So this that every 3 years
every
thing
2
with them.
years, even years.
Hey, Bruce Bochy, bro, best manager ever.
And the stupid Panda.
It's an even year.
Panda. Sorry.
Didn't he get sidelined by the Red Sox?
I don't know.
Kung Fu Panda. He got sidelined by the Red Sox.
Yeah, and he got. He's benched right now or something.
Just cupcaking it up in the.
Hella cupcaking. When I was last year I went to the Mariners Red Sox game and he had a home run. He barely hit it out. It was like 2 inches past the wall. And like that poor man, like you could see him running around the bases.
Behind you, and
He-
I will kill you.
Yeah, he looked uncomfortable running the bases.
I'm
Like,
sure he did.
man,
They put one of those like little breathing masks on him.
right? He's just walking around with a Darth Vader vest.
All right, so
Yep.
next topic, man. We have officially derailed
Derail.
Pablo Sandoval.
That's right.
In conclusion, Pablo Sandoval.
You've been lawyered.
I object.
This is Chewbacca.
All right, so let's get into movie conversation. Let's talk about the most recent reboots that have come out. Anybody want to talk about Independence Day Resurgence?
So I have not seen it yet,
Me neither.
but
So I feel like my opinion is
which
not,
is sad
kinda-
was
kinda invalid.
you and me were pumped for this.
Yeah,
when we saw
did
that
it- we
first
said this on
trailer,
the podcast.
when
We quoted this right.
Yeah,
at this
when we
table.
saw the trailer, we were like, yeah, like this movie looks like it's gonna be like badass. Like I'm not gonna go there to have the best story, but like the action looks cool and stuff. But then as the reviews started coming out and people were just trashing it, and they're like, it's garbage. I'm like,
I just thought it was gonna be like close to the original Independence Day, which was not like an amazing movie,
right.
but it
It
was
was
like
good for its time though.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
like I mean it's kind of clever. Like there's some cool like kind of like horror twists going on in that movie, but like I just wanted like a good popcorn flick. You know what I mean? And like even like the guys who reviewed the movie, they're basically just saying like this is not even that. You know, it's just
Yeah.
like, it's so stupid and incomprehensible. Like you don't want to watch the movie. You don't want to finish it. You couldn't give us like at least like some cool like Will Smith-ish one-liners.
I think that's what it is. I really think they should have somehow negotiated or just held it off to where they could get Will Smith in there. I'm not the
Right.
biggest Will Smith fan, but then again, like that was probably what was missing was Will Smith.
Yeah, well,
Do-
the one
don't
thing
you-
they didn't need was the doctor who died in the last movie, and suddenly he's alive.
I saw that too. I'm like, wait, didn't he die?
That guy was getting choked out by an alien.
Yeah.
Getting.
But don't you think for this particular movie, because it wasn't like like one of the greatest movies of all time,
That's
it wasn't
true.
even Will Smith's greatest movie for him. Kind of
It kind of blew him up. Like he made.
yeah,
kinda
it was
made
one of his
like he
first big films. But if you look
It
at
was
it
right
from
after
down,
Bad Boys. I
yeah,
guess.
but I mean, just as in total movies itself, if you had to pick your top 5 Will Smith movies, that probably wouldn't be on your list.
It might be. I
It
mean,
might be.
I don't know. Like
But
I'm
at
with
5 though,
you.
it would be.
I won't say
Definitely
I won't
not
say
After
quality.
Earth.
I want. Oh. Jaden, keep him in acting, please. That guy sucks, man. I don't know if I'd say it's his most quality, like top 5 quality movies, but like
Yeah.
my personal favorite movies.
Well, yeah, but I just mean like as when it like for him as a blockbuster movie, would you just say that's one of them?
I don't know. Like his career has kind
Thing
of
is,
morphed too.
thing was like with Independence Day, like the nostalgia, like it started like coming up higher and higher each year. Like that was like the movie to watch
they've been
on
trying to get
Independence
that
Day.
made since like '97.
Yeah.
Well, that's
90,
the problem.
98.
Look at what year we're in now. It's kind of for me. It's kind of like
Yeah, it is a little
kinda
way
late
past
now.
its time.
That's where I want to
But
go.
I
with
kind
the
of
conversation,
like how they did the point where it was like, oh, like this is current. Like they didn't just say, you know, this is
Couple years
oh,
later.
a couple years later. Like no, it was actually 20 years later, and
1999.
yeah, before 2K.
Right before Y2K.
Right.
That's when they invaded.
The Y2K virus got him
We
too.
saw a giant shadow
Yeah.
on
Because
December
I mean,
31st.
even the first one, like, come on, huge alien race, super intelligent alien race comes, and they don't update their security software.
Exactly.
Come on, Norton virus that shit. Come on.
Yeah, and not to like spoil this movie, but from what I understand, is like they basically get beat the same way they did in the last movie.
That's what I heard too.
Like so you scouted out this planet. Like in the first Independence Day movie, they have the whole scene where like the ship landed on Area 51, and it's been there for like 60 years, right? Like so they've been scouting out Earth. They didn't have a backup plan, basically.
Yeah, they thought that the first wave was gonna be good enough.
Exactly. And so 20 years goes by, like so they've been prepping for 20 years, like, subtract interstellar travel out of this equation here.
Yeah.
So like you didn't have a backup plan again, like that makes no sense.
Right.
Well, the humans got dumber, guys. Come on.
Yeah, like they have our technology on their planet, but I'm sure they're going to be worse this time around.
Yeah, and the thing is I mean, obviously they got Jeff Golden back, and then the guy who was the president was back. But it looks like he got killed off or something. The previews I watched looked like he just looked like he sacrificed himself or something, and they were just trying to like introduce new people. Like they, as I said, that's what I was kind of back to my point. Was they should just had Will Smith. They should have just brought somewhat the original cast, be able to have somewhat of a different story, kind of give us that nostalgia.
Yeah, it looks like
maybe
they're
like
playing
passing of the torch.
It's like when you do these reboots, it's like you always walk that fine line between like, are we gonna harken back to the previous film, like for nostalgia? It's like you have to walk that line though, like where it's like, okay, that was a cute little call out to the last movie, but like let's pump the brakes a little bit. It seems like this movie is just like, we're gonna have literally the same speech, we're gonna have literally the same fight, we're gonna have literally the same ending. It's like just some new ideas.
So
the movie's being
will
so
we consider this a sequel or is it more of a reboot?
Yeah, I'd be curious to see like
it is a direct sequel.
It's a direct sequel.
Yeah. So it's not a reboot.
Which kind of brings up the next movie we're talking about is Ghostbusters.
Yeah, well, last thing I did want to say though, real quick too, we'll get right there, but I kind of wish I would like to see what the original. Sorry, I'd like to see what like the original script for Independence Day 2 was supposed to be, and then like as years went on, like what it turned into, because I'm sure it was more of like a sequel. Yeah. And then it's like, oh well, it's been 20 years, and it's it's close to the anniversary. It's almost Independence Day. Like let's make the same exact movie.
They should just do it on a different holiday, like Thanksgiving,
Christmas Day 4,
Thanksgiving, President's Day,
PD 4.
Like I said with Independence Day, it was just tough because I was really excited for it, and it was really disappointing to see all these reviews.
Yeah,
and now I'm like, I'm just gonna rent it now. Movie. Like when it comes, out to the rental kiosk machine, I'm just gonna.
There's there's a twinge of hope I have that it's like I'll watch it. Like it was alright.
Yeah, I should have gone and seen it or something.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh, let's see. Scroll. Oh, I can download that. Okay,
great. So you pretty much had this one figured out. It sounds like.
Yeah,
he illegally downloads movies.
Pirate.
Not us.
Not us.
Oh no!
I don't like pirates.
I don't know what this Showbox app is.
I legally paid for my downloads. Thanks, Apple TV.
We all share the same voodoo.
iTunes.
You guys have a great service.
See, I even have an iPhone.
I also have an iPhone.
So the next movie that we're gonna bring up is, as I was mentioning, was Ghostbusters, which is kind of surprising because they have 77% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
Yeah.
However, though, like when I was watching the first these 2 trailers it had, I'm like, I'm not finding this funny. Like it just seems like it's just the same type of Melissa McCarthy role, same type of the other SNL.
Bridesmaids 15.
Yeah, same type of what's the girl from Bridesmaids?
Kristen Wiig. Yeah.
Kristen Wiig, and then the other 2 girls from SNL, just the same SNL characters that they have. Like I was just kind of like, can you have something different? And then they're like, oh, Slimer's back, and the Puff Guy, and I'm like, and our car is the 80s retro. I'm like, because when we first saw it, it looked like it was an actual sequel.
Yes.
Because they mentioned the original Ghostbusters.
So it's not
It's not. It's a
total
whole new reboot.
Which makes it already takes quality away from it.
People in the reviews are saying that it has its moments, but the second and third final acts kind of lack. Like they say, it kind of starts off strong, and keeps your interest, and then kind of lacks towards the end.
For me,
to me, kind of like just a normal Paul Feig movie. Like,
yeah,
To me,
Yeah,
I
just
think
take away the
they're
ghosts.
trying
Yeah.
Have those 4 people together being funny. I'd be okay with
I think they're trying to live off the past and just keep it. Well, remember we had this good stuff with the funny parts or the serious action or whatever you want to bring to it. It's like, well, we can do that again with these, and it has nothing to do because they're females. To me, it's just like
No. Yeah,
we've already seen this already. Legit, we've seen this happen already.
Mm-hmm.
Give me something new.
Give us a, or just make it a sequel.
Yeah.
And
like he did the movie Spy, which I thought was kind of funny.
I think all of his movies have been pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them like
the one with what's her face, Sandra Bullock was like.
Yeah.
The
Heat. Yeah. I mean, the thing is Melissa McCarthy. Like, I think she's a good actress, but it's starting to seem like she's just the same role over and over and over and over again.
By the way, he's one of the guys who created The Office.
I know,
yeah.
And that's what kind of like I'm like, I give that trust to him because you know,
like, but for that kind of thing, like,
yeah.
you know, that deadpan humor and stuff, like he's great at that. But like, for me, Ghostbusters was never really like a straight comedy. That was my problem.
And that's the thing is they say that they're trying to be funny, but the last Ghostbusters was original was like a horror suspense type
with funny moments.
Yeah,
like, all those guys in the movie were hilarious. What's the name of the the black dude? He was my apologies. He wasn't typically like a funny actor.
Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray.
But he had good spots though in the movie.
Yeah,
like he fit well with the cast.
He's usually like a guy in more serious films, but like they took the they had like this cohesion together, like where they could play off each other and it was funny, like had moments. Yeah. But I wouldn't call that movie like a straight comedy at all.
No, it to me wasn't like horror, but it
was scary. It was spooky.
And it had good parts in it where it was lighthearted a little bit as well, with the funniness of trying to what was the scene where Dan Aykroyd gets a blowjob from a ghost.
Fuck.
I don't know. As a kid, you don't
like as a child, you didn't realize what was going on.
That's right.
He's totally getting a blowjob in that scene. Oh shit! I saw that movie because when I was a kid, like Ghostbusters was some of my favorite movies. But I watched it again like for the first time like 5 or 6 years when I was like I want to say like 16, and that scene came around where he's just like. Ooh, like just unzips his pants, you know? I was like, he's getting sucked off.
So Randy Marsh actually has a good excuse.
Yes.
It's a ghost!
Ectoplasm!
Ectoplasm everywhere! It's a ghost! Ooh, there it goes! Did you see it? Hands down one of the funniest scenes in South Park, by the way.
It is.
That's when the internet broke down, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That scene where they had the puppets come down too.
Yeah.
That was... Oh,
I honestly wish for Ghostbusters. I wish it was a sequel, though.
Me too.
I wish it was.
Because then it would be okay if it was a comedy. Because it's like, all right, we're doing something different.
Because that one guy died, so they could have kind of been like, hey, you know, we're getting older.
Harold Ramis, yeah.
You know, and we're not, you know, able to, you know, keep up with, you know, the new paranormal, you know, things that are happening. They could have had different type of ghosts come in. They could have had, you know, different things come in to where like, okay, well, we got to update our technology. We got to, you know. Keep things fresh.
Do you think that not because they're females, but you think just the cast that they picked for the movie is bad as well? Like you don't. To me, it doesn't look like they would mesh well together.
I was okay with
the chemistry.
I was okay with Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig. I think they do have some pretty good chemistry from the last few movies.
And obviously the other girl, Kate McKinnon, because they worked together with her.
Yeah, but the thing is Kate McKinnon to me is more. Like it's more SNL.
More lone wolf.
Yeah,
too,
it's more SNL, and from what I'm seeing like on trailer stuff, and she's like that character like doesn't do much.
She was supposed to steal the show, but apparently she kind of.
Yeah.
She was a bit of a
and then I think her name is Leslie Jones.
I hate her so much, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I like SNL, but...
I like SNL too, and I think is she plays the same thing, and it's which is sad because it's stereotypical. Like she's the loud black lady.
That's
is
why
what
I don't
it
like
is.
her. It's like okay, are you trying to be like a weird stereotype or something? Like
and all her pretty much her lines are just punchlines. Really, that's
it's all based on the fact that she's black. Mm-hmm. That's all. Like her jokes are all like I'm black.
Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing is it's like come on, like we're trying to be a diverse culture now, and you're
the black
stereotyping.
She doesn't resemble the black guy in Ghostbusters.
And he didn't have any of that.
No.
Yeah. He was the serious guy, if anything.
He brought levity. He was like the down to earth guy. Because he joined he's the last guy to join the Ghostbusters. So I'm assuming Leslie Jones is the last person to join.
And that's what I'm hearing too. She's the person off the street that has an encounter with a paranormal, and she wants to help.
Oh god.
And so they sign her on because she got street
knowledge.
Yeah, she had street knowledge.
I'm just gonna throw out a guess. She drives a hearse, and that's how they get to Ecto 1.
I think in the trailer, there was like 3 trailers, and the third trailer is like her cousin's car, or someone, someone she knew's car. And
I'm trying to understand what like dumb plug-in there is for that character, because I'm
Yeah.
sure it's gonna be stupid. But I don't know. I still want to see the movie because
I actually kind of want to see it too, especially with the reviews that it's been getting.
yeah.
I kind of want to just give it a shot.
But like Metacritic score on it's like 60%, which is like the average out of all like the 1 out of 10 ratings or 1 through 10 ratings. So I might rent it still. I don't know.
It's iffy. It's tough.
Yeah.
Especially with all these other movies coming out. Like to me, I've heard Star Trek Beyond is
That
getting
looks really good.
like enormous good reviews after its first horrible trailer. Like Simon Pegg even was pissed off about that first trailer. He was like, "This is not what my movie is about."
I totally derailed this conversation. Right?
Yeah, derailed.
No,
But what I'm saying though is like for these reboots, like they have to go up against these movies.
Well, Star Trek is a reboot also. So.
Well, the thing is though is it's had success.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek and
that's done right though. That's like that's taking
done
your
right.
subject material and like being serious about it.
Yeah. And,
So like the first one compared to the second one though.
Into Darkness.
Yeah.
Real quick.
But there
I
goes
knew that was gonna happen.
Enchantress was gonna fall. And
This is
speaking
why
of which,
we don't slap hands.
Suicide Squad comes out in 2 weeks.
Yep.
I mean,
we got some good movies on the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing is these reboots have to go up against these, and they're not gonna last.
Yeah.
And they have to go up against the kids' movies, Finding Dory. They have to go up against The Secret Life of Pets. And the thing is if you want your reboot to work or your sequel to a movie that's super old, you have to
be quality.
It has to be quality. Because you're going to go up against.
That we care about.
Exactly.
You're going to go up against a Pixar movie. You're going to go up against a Marvel movie. You're going to go up against a DC movie.
It's
You're
just
going to go up
it's
against.
such a crowded market, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, nowadays too, it's like with pirating being a thing, people don't have to go to the movies. So if you want their money, make it worth their time.
Right. The thing, it's gonna the Ghostbusters movie is probably going to show up on the Showbox app, and within the next week or so.
Yep.
And
I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
That's they'll be like, well, I guess we didn't need to go see that. We got
like to
HGTVs.
me, I'll only go to a movie if it's something I want to see. Doesn't matter how bad or good the ratings are, or if I'm hearing a lot of good, ratings and reviews on it. Because I honestly was up on the fence against The Revenant after the first trailer, but then the second trailer and then the reviews, I'm like, yes, even though I never went and saw it in theaters. Thanks, Michael.
Yeah, I saw Revenant the other day. It was really good.
Yeah, me and my other friends. Not you, Devin.
These guys are really cool. You should meet them.
I always get pissed off. I'm
Sorry,
like,
man.
damn it, Mike.
I feel like there's movies you've seen without me too. But...
Oh, plenty.
I'm just not the movie guy. Sorry, guys.
Well, unless it's a solid DC film, make sure Tim goes.
Are you planning on going to see Suicide Squad?
We were just talking about that.
I think so. Probably.
Tickets went out on sale today. I'm still iffy because that's the night before I leave for Seattle, so
August.
I'll try to
So
derail our
August
topic
4th.
about our movie plans.
I think so. I was kind of disappointed it wasn't a rated R film, though. I was hoping for it to be.
I'm pretty sure they're going to have something.
A hard R. I want to because I watched Deadpool and to know what it was. Perfect. I want to see that for DC because I want it to do well. Because if it doesn't,
Yeah. Okay. I'm totally with you on that, man. I wish this was like the sleeper movie, like Deadpool, kind of like. I feel like the advertising for this movie is getting that hype train rolling again. Like this is
like Batman versus Superman.
Batman v Superman, and so I feel like it's like unforced errors that they're causing. Like,
the director David Ayer was even saying that he's like, there's a lot of pressure on this movie.
Yeah.
He's like,
well, they got a good cast.
He's like,
They
they have an
All good
amazing
actors.
cast, and he's like, I'm not sure if it's like quote word for word, but he was saying that there's a lot of pressure on it because of how. Batman vs. Superman was successfully money-wise. It still made a lot of money.
It grossed less than Man of Steel.
But still.
Did it?
Yeah.
Not how much it made, but compared to the budget and advertising, it grossed less money.
Percentage-wise.
Yeah, so that's not good.
Yeah, and then, the critics score and everything, and they actually had to just like, oh, here's the Ultimate Edition. Like,
yeah. That's all their advertising.
Yeah,
which is
Ultimate
kinda
Edition,
weird.
Ultimate Edition, buy this movie, which I've actually heard some people say, like, the Ultimate Edition does help it.
Yeah.
It's still, like, a bunch of flaws in the movie, but it does help it. It does explain some things.
I will defend that movie, though. Like, Tim, you saw it a couple times in theaters, right?
Yeah.
I think that is one of those movies that, and I think that it's a good sign of like good art when the second time you watch it, it's better. And I thought that movie was a lot better.
Yeah, I enjoyed it the first time.
There's a lot going on plot wise.
It was for me. It was that people
it was
who were
enjoyable
disappointed.
the first time, too.
If you were disappointed, that means your expectation was extremely way too high.
Yeah.
For me, my expectation
comic
was
book movie, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a comic book movie. For me, the only thing I wasn't sure how Ben Affleck was going to be as Batman. For me, he knocked it out of the park. Which I was pleasantly surprised about, because I was like, he's going to be an asshole. Like, you did Daredevil again. I'm like, no way you're going to be able to do this any justice. And
it was great.
He was the best part of the movie, obviously.
At least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also took away from the movie in certain ways too. Not to his hindrance, but he also it was like a Batman movie.
True.
And that's people saying like DC, like, oh, here's the next Man of Steel sequel with Batman. Here's Suicide Squad. It has Batman too. Oh. Here's Justice League. It also has Batman.
I kind of want to go down the rabbit hole on the Suicide Squad thing, just because.
We got
time.
We got plenty of time. Yeah, we can talk about
Suicide Squad. Okay, so can I?
Squad.
Sorry, guys. So the detail that came out that the director was saying, like, so we've been wondering like what Batman's role in this movie is. When he came out and basically said that you're gonna see Batman from the villain's perspective,
which I'm like, yes.
So he's gonna be horrifying. Like,
it's
gonna be like he's gonna be
the first time you see Batman and Batman v Superman. It's freaky as fuck. Like, those cops are walking around.
I didn't really catch that scene the first time around.
And then, like, they look at the flashlight and he's like, whoa.
He scabbers off.
You know? But, yeah, like, Suicide Squad, like, to me, I'm really excited for it. I honestly believe it's gonna put DC right back on track.
Yeah.
I think with what they've done with it, especially the trailers have every single one of us knocked out of the park. God, I hope the music's the same, too. Because those trailer music...
It's all Queen.
Yeah, the music for the trailers have been fucking awesome. And then I think Jared Leto is going to bring his own good, unique perspective of the Joker. I think he's going to have a little mix of the Ledger. Every time I hear him, the few lines that they've given in the trailers, I can hear Ledger's voice a little bit.
Do we know if how big a role he's actually going to play?
They said so I forgot what they said, what the actual villain is. The Enchantress is one of them. So that's like their first mission, is what they're saying. You're going to see them go through a few missions.
So are they, as they're taking these guys out, are they recruiting them too? Is that
I don't think she's being recruited, though. I think...
Because Enchantress, like, you see her in a lot of scenes in the trailers. Like,
yeah, but the thing is, in the trailers, the scenes you see in the trailer, she's not with the other members.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what he was
like. Touches her face.
Yeah, that's what they're explaining was more that you're gonna see them go through missions. Okay. So that, and there's gonna probably be different type of villains, and which Joker will be one of them, and Enchantress will be one of them. So it's not like and then they lead up to something bigger, like they uncover something.
See that I was interested in that
possible team up with Batman at the end.
Well, that's the thing
that'd be cool.
Who knows? I don't think they're going to team up with Batman because Suicide Squad is still kind of one of those ones where it's kept under the rug from the heroes.
The whole idea of the Suicide Squad is basically like the government starts to get a little eerie of,
What's her name?
These heroes, right?
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, Waller.
There you go. So they're all scared of when they start seeing these metahumans start showing up, and they're just afraid. So like, all right, we need to assemble a task force. So they assemble criminals. What's the idea behind that? Do you guys know?
Pretty much.
Why they're doing that? Like,
it's liability, because what they can do is they basically plant a chip in them, so if they step out of line or they try to, they'll kill them.
Yeah.
And now if anything
they're expendable, literally.
Yeah, and if anything goes wrong, they can blame it on them. Like, oh, they broke out, this.
So the Rick Flag character, that's him. That's what he's doing.
Rick Flag is actually he's like.
Is he
he's part of the government.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, that leads. Yeah. That he's basically like their leader. Like, hey, stay in line.
Okay. Interesting. I just think the more
and
we're about this, the less I'm more
they said Scott Eastwood's character's name is GQ. GQ was it?
What is that?
Is it GQ? I think so. They still won't say who he is.
Good Quebec. What does GQ stand?
I don't know. That's the thing is
he dresses really nice.
No one really or something. There's only 2 initials what they had, but there's a lot of like speculation of
who he is.
Who he is. People say he's Nightwing undercover for Batman.
That would be kind of interesting. GQ.
Could we get a Robin
about that?
Yeah, he could be a Robin. He could be Red Hood. There's a lot of speculation.
Could be Jason Todd. Maybe we'll get that explanation as to what happened to Jason Todd.
Yes, because they did confirm that.
It is Jason Todd.
The Robin suit that you see in Batman v Superman is Jason Todd's.
Yeah,
which is very exciting because, I mean, more than likely, I really hope we get the Red Hood story for Batman.
You said GQ?
Now we're all going to be thinking about this.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of speculation.
Because wouldn't Nightwing be Dick Grayson, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywho. So, yeah, they're counting a lot on this movie, but I mean, I think it's really disappointing that the perception is that Batman vs Superman was a terrible movie.
And to me, it wasn't.
No,
it's the person who just thought this is about to be the greatest movie of all time.
Like,
it wasn't meant to be that. For me, like I said, you had your expectations way too high for this movie. For me, it fell exactly where it was supposed to be.
Expectations is the word, but it's not like. I still think if you had a high ceiling, like a high expectation ceiling for this movie, I feel like it met that. But
for me,
it's what you're looking for, right? Like,
I think just the only the downside was it gave you too much at once.
Yeah,
stuff that could have easily waited to the Justice League Part 1 or solo movies.
Threw in too many.
Yeah, and then you didn't explain it. You gave it to us, and then you're like, all right, what about it?
Yeah, which is why if you watch it multiple times, it starts to kind of fizzle out and make a little bit more sense. But like, I think as far as like comic book movies go, Batman vs Superman was probably the most comic book movie I've ever watched.
I would say so.
You know what I mean? Like it just had so many like random tie-ins. Like the whole scene where the Flash kind of like comes through his computer monitor and he's like, he says Lois Lane or whatever. Like that's totally a tie-in to the Justice League. Like going forward, like obviously they send him back in time to talk to him. So like, I don't know, like that stuff was interesting to me. Like,
yeah. His Scott Eastwood's character is Lieutenant G.Q. Edwards.
Oh, okay.
So,
Edwards. That name means a lot to me.
Yeah, and there's tons of speculation that he's the Green Arrow, he's Nightwing, he's Red Hood.
Well, I'm glad that there's some stuff that's kind of left to be.
And that's what I like a lot is there's still a lot to know because like even the trailers, people say that Common is the Tattoo Man.
Okay.
I think that was the villain's name because there's like a bit where it looks like a guy is holding out his.
It's about time Tattoo Man.
Right.
To a movie.
But the thing is they're bringing like these characters that are kind of like you've never heard of,
ancillary, like
and they're doing pretty good on keeping hush hush. Like they haven't given us much Joker stuff. They haven't given us much any of the character stuff really.
Yeah.
And that's the one difference between Marvel and DC is their villains actually matter on the DC side.
Yes.
Because nobody actually cares. If you think like, all right, you have. Give me a Marvel guy.
Oh,
Magneto.
Ultron. Ultron, Loki. I mean,
yeah, but there's
Thanos.
Thanos is the big
Thanos
one.
Yeah, but if you think about one Marvel guy off the top of your head, I just thought of Green Goblin. That's probably one of the most like any superhero comic guy you should know him if anything.
Yeah.
For everybody else, like your Joker, Killer Croc, there's a bunch of them.
Right, Harley Quinn, Penguin, Two-Face.
You can keep listening.
A lot of the Batman villains, Deathstroke and.
Yeah, but there's awesome Superman villains too.
Yeah, and you can and they can play well into other. It doesn't have to necessarily be all with Batman or.
I will find you. I will find him.
But it's just,
we get it, dude.
It's just a better character element to those villains than it is because they actually mean something to the story.
It's well written.
Yeah. I'm not just a bad guy. I'm here to take over the world.
It's nice that they're banking on them though. Finally, like putting some investment behind like the best parts of DC Comics, which is typically the villains.
Right.
Exactly.
Batman's awesome, but yeah.
Right. I mean, the thing is, the Suicide Squad, and they brought the villains that we want to see. We want to see Deadshot. Yeah. We want to see Harley Quinn.
And everybody wants to see Joker working with other people.
Yeah.
As a team player, that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out.
And then also, a lot of people are hoping that this is Jai Courtney's breakout role. Which I kind of hope too, because every other movie I've seen in it is just complete crap.
Well,
they
keep telling us he's a good actor. So
from what they're showing us in the trailers for Captain Boomerang, he looks like he's going to be an awesome character. Yeah, like he can be him, not like himself, but he looks comfortable.
Yeah,
in the role.
It's like he found like a soft medium.
Yeah, I didn't care for him in the Divergent series, and
I don't care for those movies.
yeah. Well, I only watched the first 2. I think there's like 4 out now.
I don't know.
I have no. I gave up because I don't like Shailene Woodley.
She is so average. It's ridiculous.
She is not Mary Jane.
That's the main character.
She is
right?
not Mary Jane.
Well, she was cut out of the movie.
Thank
That's
you.
the main character in Divergent, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's average as fuck. 5 out of 10. Birdfeed PC.
She's average AF.
AF, sorry, excuse me. Alright, anything else we want to say about that?
Any other movies you want to discuss? Those are probably the
Reboot.
2 major ones that we got coming up.
Yeah, is there any other reboots on the horizon? Really, I mean, there's always going to be one every year, but or 1 or 2 or 3. Or
I haven't
4.
heard of anything else coming. I think Independence
Space
Day.
Jam. No, that's.
Well, I mean, they got the sequel coming up.
It's
Oh,
coming
it's
out
a
next.
sequel.
It's
Cool.
coming out next year.
Babs gonna be back. It? Oh yeah. Did you see the picture of the?
Yeah, I did.
What do you think?
Not bad, but I want to see. I want to hear the voice though.
Me too, because the voice was super haunting.
I need Pennywise's voice. That knows her. All right.
When they were saying though, it's a younger Pennywise.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a it's not the guy that was in the Maze Runner anymore. They picked up somebody else.
It's the guy from. I like the guy from the Maze Runner.
I thought he would have been a
He's
perfect
got
choice
that
too.
creepy face. But,
Yeah.
The eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
What are you supposed to say right now? Fuck
Oh
you.
yeah, fuck you and your eyebrows.
There we go. We have to have continuance.
And it's on the first episode of Breaking Bad, so that's all you have to do is just watch the first episode.
I know what you're. Well, we discussed this on the podcast. We'll never air, but.
That's true.
Anyways, it's the guy from the Netflix show. What's it called? It's the one with like the vampires. It's like semi kind of True Blood-ish.
Nope.
Hemlock
Grove. Okay.
Yeah, it's that dude. Which he's got a little weird,
Little creepy vibe to
Yeah,
him.
exactly.
I just like, and I know it's a 2-parter too, so they're gonna do when the kids, and then the next one will be when they're adults. But
That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm glad it won't just be like all the flashbacks.
yeah, because that for me that was a great movie, but it was too quick.
It was just kind of like
Yeah.
bouncing back and
And I'm
forth.
like,
I need to be a saga.
Yeah, I want to see more of them as kids because they didn't really explain much until they got older. There was nothing but flashbacks.
And they need to fix the ending. With
Yeah.
this movie. Fix the
creepy
ending.
spider.
I'm a spider.
That made no sense to me. I was like, just keep him a clown or
Right?
something.
The whole movie is like, it's as a kid that was really scary, and then like the ending comes around, you're like,
you're a
you
talking
hang out in the
spider.
sewers, like you run this town because you were just hanging out in this fucking
And
sewers.
then and it was always the best parts were like just creepy as fuck. Was when they were like in the woods or whatever. He's just holding that balloon, just standing there. Come
Oh
on and
my
play
God.
or whatever. Like those are just.
That scene where that girl's, I think it's a girl. She's in the bathroom. She's like washing her.
Oh yeah.
And then he sees the clown. The blood just. Okay. Too much. Too much.
I like your emotions. She was.
She was washing herself.
You know how you wash yourself?
Yeah, you watch yourself.
Got to make sure you clean. Get the teeth filled. But I mean, for that movie, I'm
a bunch of spiders.
as a horror fan, I'm excited to watch that movie. Hopefully, it'll be pretty good.
I'm excited too.
I want to see a trailer though. I know they just started filming.
By the way,
I
supposedly.
want to do a horror movie special. By the way.
Ooh, that'd be good.
We need to get that in the future, and I'd like to get Julie on there because she actually enjoys horror movies quite a bit. You guys probably talk about it a
Hot
little.
take.
There you go. Hot take.
By the way, if you're watching this, it's probably already been dropped, but a new Rogue One trailer tonight, supposedly.
Woo. That's exciting because the Fan Fest is going on. Star Wars Fest or whatever.
Europe.
Fuck you, Europe.
So do we want to jump in our new favorite thing?
Yeah, let's keep in mind this is a test. We're trying something new.
This is testing, and
none of us really prepared for this, especially the topic of conversation, Timothy over here.
we love Timothy, and we love Timothy's hot takes, especially his takes on things that are childish. And today, we just randomly came up with the best one. Tipping at restaurants.
Tipping at restaurants.
Tipping your waiter and or waitress.
And the reason why we're doing this, by the way, is because Tim is the only person we know who has his own catchphrase, and that is childish.
Yeah, that's me.
That is
Trademark.
Childish.
So,
That's childish.
so Timothy, tipping at restaurants, do you think that is childish?
Absolutely childish.
Why do you think it's childish?
Your job is to serve me. I don't want to make that sound like horrible, But it's your job to bring me food, get me drinks. You're getting paid for that.
That's true.
Do I need to give you a bonus for your job? I don't understand. I get the premise of, okay, they did a great job. Maybe I should tip them, give them a few bucks. But it's not what really gets my gears grinding.
Yes. Yes.
Is the forced
crossover episode.
What grinds my gears? Peter Griffin. What pisses me off is the forced tip. I don't need to go to any restaurant. I'm looking at my total, and I look at the bottom, just looking at everything, see what was charged.
Gratuity included.
I'm like, 20% for what?
Suck a dick, man. I thought standard was 15%, by the way, on that.
I always thought it was 15%.
Yeah, so it's always
And then-
like,
and
what's
then I see
10%? Add half of that.
Yeah, and then these receipts now show like, oh, if you want to tip 10, 15, or 20, this is how much it's going to be. Like,
I tip what I want to give you. That's
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Don't tell me what I'm supposed to do.
And for me, it was when I was, especially when I were younger, is when you got a tip, you got a couple bucks on the table, call it a day, not, I'm using my debit card, so I should charge an extra 20 on my card. Why? Because I got an extra soda for me because you made sure to ask me when I was empty? Or no, when you asked me, oh, you want some more? No, my cup's still full. I don't need another drink.
Don't touch my card.
You sure?
Leave Tim's card alone.
You sure? I'm positive. I don't. Is everything good? Yes, I'm eating the food. I didn't ask you for anything else. I think I got it.
Okay.
So, like, with me when I was younger, like when I was with my high school girlfriend, like, we would go out to restaurants, and I would tip. The reason I stopped tipping for the longest time was it was prom night, we went to Outback, and I had a $50 gift card, and it was the first time we used it because we were going to save it.
Shazam.
And then use
Probably
it.
like, I'll have like $15 left over.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and I'll use it later. And then, so it was prom, we went out, ate, swiped the card, and everything was good. And then the next time we went out, I think it was a few months later, we just wanted to just go out to eat. And I was like, oh, I have like a gift card, and I had enough money. I was like, oh, here's a gift card. I was like, I think it's like $20 left on it. They swiped, and they're like, there's nothing on here. I'm like, no, there should have been $20. I was like, we were here just a couple months ago for prom, and our dinner total was only like $30.
Yep.
We didn't get a lot, and they're like, well, was it a $30 gift card? I was like, no, it was $50.
I know this.
Yeah, and they went back on it, and they looked, and the person added his own tip on my gift card.
Because he thinks it's Monopoly money, so why?
Yeah. Oh, he's not actually using real money, and they're 17 and 15. Yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead and do that. I was livid. I was pissed
I don't
off.
want to get that guy fired.
Like, they gave me a $20 gift card. They're like, oh, sorry, this is what
How about you comp our mill?
I was pissed off, and that actually ruined it for me. And I stopped tipping for the longest time, and I would always pay cash. I would never, use a debit card thing. I would always just pay cash, and I would not tip unless you get really good service. Then you get a few dollars. Lately, I've kind of gotten a little back on the track.
So what's the most Devin gives for a tip?
$2-3.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
What if it's like a $60 tab? It's still $2 or $3.
Well,
that's like an insult.
But that's the thing is
What?
who the hell am I going out with for $60? The most I paid on a dinner that I've known is
even
like
50.
It's like when me and Shannon go to Olive Garden, and if I cover it, like for her birthday, that's what we went to dinner, and it was like $40. I gave $4.
So 10%.
About 10%.
That's reasonable.
And Shannon even tipped him. Like,
well then, so you gave more than 10%.
I gave 10%.
Yes,
and
but there was a.
But that's the thing is if as me myself, like,
man, you guys. Okay, for one, I know he thinks this is childish. But you guys are just asking for
his childish meters is
He's like that. He's like that. The kettle thing. No, I didn't mean cattle. Kettle, a boiling kettle.
I don't know why I had the hardest time hearing what you say.
Terrorist.
Terrorist? No, the tourist. Differences.
This is not making the.
Okay, I hope not.
Oh, it's making this.
Okay, so go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy.
So there's a percentage that you should give after a certain amount.
Yeah.
So $40. What do you think?
I would give $6.
$6.
I would give $6. Like that's fair. It's 15%.
That's an appetizer, bro.
It is an appetizer, but you didn't order the appetizer. You had the option to order the appetizer. You didn't do it.
Because you gotta take it as like from your experience and your guest's
Do
experience.
you guys enjoy the taste of boogers and semen? I believe South Park did boogers and cum. Like, is that your favorite? Is that the appetizer you want the next time you go there? Because they remember people. They do, man. Boogers and semen is not the garnish you enjoy on your pizza. Whatever the fuck you guys are ordering, man. Like, think about the guy who works there day in and day out, and he
I'll
bitches
take
to
the
his
cum
coworkers.
bucket.
Hold on. So you're fighting for the little guy. You're saying
Fighting for the little guy.
But the thing is, I should.
I gotta make this.
We don't fucking dine at midget restaurants. Oh, little dwarfs.
Hold on, but you're saying the guy who busts their ass or whatever. But think of it this way though. You're gonna say, do I want boogers and semen or whatever?
On the
Hold on.
side, please.
Texas Roadhouse, boogers and semen.
He didn't make that food. He just handed me the plate.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's
He
like
handed me
that's
the plate.
like
You
the
have
horror
multiple-
story though. It's like as a restaurant, you shouldn't do that just because you.
With the cooks?
They do.
Well, it depends on the place, though.
3 and 3. Matter of fact,
It depends on
he cooked the
rest.
food. He gets 4.
If you walked into the kitchen and you literally handed them the money, said, "I want to see you guys split this," I would respect that. I would have no problem with you like walking to the kitchen and be like, "I want to see you dip
While
this
he's
stuff in
like
front of me."
jacking some spaghetti.
Did I interrupt something?
Well, if that's
Why is he so sweaty?
well, I didn't know this part of tipping. I didn't know that the cook got any part of this. So if
That's
that's
some restaurant. I shouldn't say all restaurants.
okay,
Yeah.
but for the most part, if that's the case, then let's say it's $40.
But they usually have that tip
$6.
jar. Like if they split them, they usually you see that huge tip jar, which I ignore.
Why do you have a jar?
This is in the way. So my card.
Can you guys fill this up with breadsticks?
But for me, that would be okay. Since the cook and the waitress or the waiter gets money, okay, 4 for the cook because he cooked my food.
Yeah.
2 because you brought it to me. Other than that, like you brought me my food. That's your job.
It is their job. It's definitely their job. But the problem is it's an established culture. It's like if you and I we say we just travel down to the south or whatever, like some area that we've never been before, and we start mispronouncing shit and we start saying stuff that it's like not to their customs. They're gonna start scoffing at us. And they're gonna remember those 2 guys that stick out like a sore thumb. It's the same thing. Like if you go to a restaurant, you don't tip, they remember you because those people just like we do at our jobs. We talk and we complain about things, and slowly it snowballs. You start remembering these little details, it starts pissing you off, and then next thing you know, you start targeting people because you're bored. Do you want to be the guy who gets targeted? Do you want to be the guy who's literally eating some boogers? I'm just saying, man.
But in that situation, in that particular job, though, you said I'm getting targeted because that guy doesn't tip. Am I supposed to tip you?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's the established culture you're dealing with. It's not. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's the culture we have. It's like
to me, people make a big deal like you have to tip that person. Like I don't have to do anything.
no, you don't. You definitely don't. It's just.
I mean,
you might want to just kind of do a map where you bullet point. I'm gonna go to this restaurant this week. I'm gonna wait. I won't be here for 6 months. And
Scout them out. All right, that's not the last cook.
and I'll say this before anybody bashing you. I do tip.
Yeah.
I don't like tipping. For me,
Okay.
but I have a limit. I have a cutoff.
I hate tipping. I do it.
For me, my most I will ever tip is probably $10, and I don't care. And that's depending on how hot it is. But for the most part, it's like if you came before a pizza, we might get $2. I'm not.
I'm usually right at the 10, but I don't think I've ever imagined a meal where I just me and one other person are over $60. I think the most was 50. I forgot where,
but it's like if it was like you, your girl, and your kids or whatever. If you're all out to eat, then it got up to that much.
Yeah.
And for me, it's let's say it was 55. All right, I might round it off to 60.
Well, and that's kind of my point, though. Is a lot of the time, if you're going out and you're having that expensive meal where a big tip is involved, it's a rare occasion. So it's that one time a year, or 2 times a year where you're like, okay, I spent $60, $70, $80 on this meal, whether it's me, my girl, or kids, or whatever the situation is going on.
I have a good thing. Is
if you go out of town, you go to some of these big cities, dude, ESPN. I just went to the ESPN zone when we were in LA. It was we got 2 entrees, hey, $60. All right.
And what would you tip?
I tipped $10.
Okay, well, I was waiting for you to say 20. I'm like, you're crazy.
$40, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for overcharging me. I can't sleep in a hotel room. Stuart Scat.
There's a difference. Other people if I'm at
R.I.P.
Bartender.
Like there's like different types of restaurants though. To me, like they shouldn't have that. Oh, tip here. Good example, like the Brew Cheese.
Yeah.
Another example is the Mongolian Grill.
Yeah. And I totally on your guys'
I
side on that.
don't tip there, and yeah, I usually get flack about it. But my thing is
they have like literally a bucket. Like
I go in there, they seat me, they say, "What do you want to drink?" Okay, I'll take a Dr. Pepper, and then I go by myself, get a bowl, put the noodles in, do everything by myself, basically make my bowl, and then you hand it to the guy, and he just turns it in a circle, and then boom, that's your food. Like, and then you see your receipt, you do like debit, it's like, oh, do you want to add a tip? No.
Because I tipped over there, and I tipped over there, and I tipped at the table.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, like, okay, well, yeah, you came by and filled my drink up with, like, but that's
with
literally...
tenacity.
Yeah, like, that was, I mean, even at that, there's a couple times I've been there, and, like, they just keep walking by, I'm like, shaking my cup, almost, like...
You're that guy.
But then again, like, yeah, I will if I get really pissed off and I'm like thirsty.
I will too, man. I'll do a lot of these little commotions.
Yeah, like you're bringing in the reliever picture.
If you keep ignoring me, I will walk up to you while you're having another conversation with another table. Hey,
you're a fucking badass, bro.
Right?
American badass Timothy Branch.
You piss me off once, it's a wrap for you as a waitress.
Were you having a conversation?
But then again, like kind of like Brew Cheese, the same thing. Like, you know, when I go there, I'm like, okay, cool. But to me, like they're like a fast food establishment almost. Like, yeah, it's a little bit longer of a wait. But it's still kind of like an assembly line for them, like boom, 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 boom.
I don't get enough fry sauce to get tipped.
Definitely not enough.
They put in like 3 fry sauces.
Yeah, I even once I was like, hey, can I get like? I was like, even if I have to pay for it, like 50 cents, I was like, can I get some more fry sauce? They're like,
and most of them will,
no.
They'll roll their eyes at you.
They're like, she's like, no, we're running low. Was the excuse they're giving us. I'm like, okay, then go in the back and get some ketchup and mayonnaise. You know,
go get some boogers and come back.
It's extra salty.
This fry sauce is zingy.
It's different. Look it. Very snotty. Snotty. Good texture.
Gross. And there goes the Enchantress. Just leave her.
Sorry, man. Sorry about your doll. Popco figurine down.
Pop vinyl down.
So yeah, synopsis though. Tipping, I understand why you guys are against it for the most part, but I think like there are situations where it's like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick.
I've gotten better at it. Like I said, it was one really bad experience. One bad experience that led me to not do it for a long time.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't like to go out to eat, you know, just for that fact, because like I can't trust you, you know. But then again, like, there's times, you know, like, okay, well, yeah, you did really good, and you know, I tipped you, and it's 15%, but that's just me of how I always done like 10%.
Yeah.
You know,
like, do I have enough money to tip you? Do I want to?
But that's the thing is I've done that too. I'm like, oh, do I have enough money to like? But then again, if I'm out at a restaurant, I shouldn't be complaining if I've had enough money or not.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm trying to conserve money, I shouldn't have been.
But that's money to pay for your food. That's not to pay somebody else.
But at the same time, I mean, if you can't spare that a few dollars more, and you're just spending $15 on a meal, you know, that was, you know, preheated, like.
You guys tell me I feel like an asshole right
No.
now.
No. It's
man.
like I said.
Don't get me wrong, man. I'm definitely that guy. Like, if I have a horrible experience, I'm gonna ruin that person's evening. Like, don't get that twisted. Like, I had a meal that was so bad once where I had to send the steak back 3 times, and it was like, I'm not the type of guy who usually wants to send steak back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, every time it came out like way overcooked, then it came out way undercooked. And I was like, all right, I'm sending it back one last time. If it comes back, it's ruined. You guys can comp this meal. He brought it back, and I was like, all right, I want to speak to your boss. I'm going to tell you, if you guys want a tip, you're going to bring me a steak that's cooked well. The only money you're going to get from me is going to be your tip, which is going to be $10. Period. I was like, but just let me see the steak. He brought it out. It was cooked okay. Still wasn't that great. I was like, all right, I will give you $10. and that was me and my date. So it was probably like $50-$60 because it was Texas Roadhouse.
But you ended up paying $10 for your steak.
Yeah, $10, man. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not. If the service is bad, I'm not gonna fucking tip them. They're not gonna.
And for me, it's always about the food. It's not even about the service afterward. Like, I know you're busy, and if you're ignoring me after a while, then obviously you're definitely. It's no even. You can come back and overdo it all you want to. You already lost your tip anyway. It's all about the food. if the food is just poor quality, if you legitimately don't give me what I wanted and I had to explain that to you, that's another. You wasn't paying attention. Were you busy? What? There's no excuse.
Thing is, like tipping, like I'll notice, like here's a good example. Is once me and Shannon were out at United Mexican Restaurant, and the busboy was helping us more than our actual waiter.
Problem.
Yeah, like he was like, "Oh, you guys are getting low. Do you want me to like refill?" He's like, "Has your waiter been by?" We're like, "We haven't seen him in 10 minutes." He's like, "Oh, I'll just go refill your drinks real fast." And like he did a lot. Like he even brought our food out and everything. We only saw our waiter like maybe a total of 3 minutes. Even at that, the waiter insulted us too. Even insulted Shannon. He basically called Shannon a druggie because she'd been to Portland before. She lived near Portland. Like, yeah, this dude. I told Shannon, we're not tipping this guy. We each tipped that the bus boy like $5.
What restaurant was this?
El Porton in Richland.
Oh boy, that place, man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
was this like a full-on Mexican restaurant? Like,
I mean, it's kind of smaller, but it's one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
Like the food and stuff was still good. It was just that one waiter,
Okay.
and he was a real weird guy. Like, and he basically like insulted both of us. I forgot what he said about me, but he said he just kept ranting on about Shannon. Like, oh, you must be a druggie if you used to live near Portland.
He said that to her face, or you go?
Yeah, no, to her face.
Dang, man. That's.
Yeah,
not needed.
We're like, oh, kind
guys
of laughed it
the
off.
at all, or
We kind of laughed it off. We just laughed it off. Like,
I can see Devin grabbing a manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not saying you don't have to
it was
hurt
just
guys,
something
but-
one of those like shocking things. Like,
Just
did
random.
you just like really say that? Like,
He's just trying to make conversation, or
yeah,
that's
he was,
what you thought.
he was trying to be funny. Was what the thing was.
Was it one of those where it's like someone insults you so bad that you're almost like taken aback, like, or it's like you're put off so much? It's like,
Yeah.
what, did he just say that?
Yeah, like, did you really just say that? Like,
He's trying to be funny. You're not really sure if he's being serious at that point.
Sarcastic. Yeah.
yeah, but that's the thing is that affected his tip. He didn't get a tip from us. We gave cash tip directly to the busboy. I found him, was like, hey man, thank you for helping us so much today. You know, it was plain as that. Like, that's like,
Made sure it didn't go to the
yeah,
waiter.
yeah. And that's the thing is, you know, that, and the thing is that guy remembered us too. Like months later, we went back because I love the food. So we went back, and we had that guy again.
That's a good reason not to make a scene too, is because if it's a place you're gonna go back to. I've made scenes at Starbucks before.
You're that guy.
You took away the Sonics.
Yeah, I made a fuss at Starbucks one time, and it was like the Starbucks I went to every day, and so I couldn't go back. And then like 4 months later, I really needed something to drink, and I like was just fucking tired, so I like went in there with my head hanging down. And it was the same manager who was there.
Can I get a mocha frappuccino?
And when I made the scene, he gave me a $10 gift card because I was like freaking out because I was waiting in line forever. I was running late to work, and so when I came in, it was a long time later. He's like, "You got that $10 gift card?"
I'm like, no, that's my twin brother.
Oh yes, he gave this
That's
to
to
me
be
as a
killed.
gift.
He gives me the gift. That asshole.
He will never return to Starbucks. I am also from Pakistan.
He's from America.
Very different.
Very different.
You seen Trading Places? All right.
I don't think I've ever made a big scene at a restaurant though.
You've never had I don't even know, there's been a few times where I did make a scene, but like usually for me it's like I just say something really, really dickish, you know what I mean, like to that person's face. And that was kind of what happened here, where it was like I cut this guy down like really bad.
Starbucks guy?
Yeah, Starbucks guy.
Okay.
And it was the manager. I was like, because I knew the guy because I'd come in there regularly. I was like, okay, well you're obviously not doing your job. So why don't you do your fucking job and make sure these drinks get fucking processed?
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
I gotta hang out with you more. Like the steak, the coffees. These are awesome stories.
Well, remember the GameStop guy that we hated? That sucker? I never made a scene with that guy, and that's why I was so pissed about that because I never said anything. Like
I don't think he works there anymore.
I think he got fired, which is like
We got a few minutes here, but did you ever make a scene with Wendy's? And you're
$3
No, because
milk.
as soon as I brought up, when I went back and I went to the manager, she already was like, "You're that guy." Like, yeah, she literally just pretty much just over the top just apologized. Like, that's fine, just want my money. And she did that. I didn't ask for anything. I didn't even care at that point. I just banned Wendy's.
Man, you could have been in a commercial with Terrell Owens and Vince Young.
I know, man.
Bro, come on, man, you're missing out.
I could have been the all-star running back.
Damn.
Timothy, go deep.
And I found the video as well as something about a Gouda burger too. So I'll let you guys see that later.
What the world? Is it like a play on their careers, or is there something creative going on
It's
here?
literally just about the burger.
Hey, we used to have money, and we want more money now.
Eat at Wendy's.
And Doug's like, I can't afford this. Someone please buy it for me.
I haven't eaten out in 6 years. Unless they pay me. Alright. Alright, yep.
Anything else we want to discuss?
We'll probably end it there.
End it there. All right, well, thank you for watching Birdfeed. Again, follow us on all our channels. We got YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. It is Birdfeed PC. For YouTube, the best way to search for us is just go ahead and just do Birdfeed space PC. Should show up. Be on the lookout for any additional videos we may put up. I'm trying one right now. I got to work on it. It's for the Transformers update. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see.
Are you thinking about doing a reacts for the Star Wars trailer?
Yes, possibly. Depends on how soon it comes out.
So possibly we'll do that.
Possibly. Or even just talk about it.
Yeah.
A quick Star Wars chat. Wouldn't
One of
mind.
our Birdfeed podcasts. Yeah,
That's right.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you for watching. This is Birdfeed. Birdfeed.
Birdfeed.
Birdfeed.